Hello friends, Jennifer Pearson here, Thistle Gypsy, just with a brief video about a spread that I came up with that is not earth-shattering by any means, but I don't think that I've heard anything stated quite this way. And so I'm just going to tell you about it. I'm not going to go into my own reading for myself. I'm not even sure yet whether I'm going to put it on my website because it would just be so elaborate in the end. The spread itself is not at all elaborate, but I used multiple decks in order to kind of get a take on these things for myself. So it consists primarily of one question, or the one root part of the question, which is, what is my best relationship to X? All right? And X can be any major aspect of your life. So I ended up doing six of six. So I did, what is my best relationship to other people? What is my best relationship to society, to pets, to myself? Or I ended up wanting to phrase it, what is my best relationship to who I am? And the earth, my best relationship to the earth, and my best relationship to the unseen. And I might come back on and ask you guys, well, I'm only at a minute 36, maybe I'll ask you here, but I got some really strange cards for the unseen. Very kind of negative cards. So when I did it, I decided to use 3 decks. I used the Dreams of Gaia, kind of for a more spiritual take on things, or more kind of psychological take on things. The Spirit Cats Oracle, which is, just kind of gives you personalities. And then the Archetypes cards. And those are just broader archetypes. So that's why it ends up, for me, if I were to type it all out or whatever, it would be a bit cumbersome. And I kind of came to this because I was thinking about, I'm just kind of wanting to hone my approaches to some of these things and to know when to just kind of let some stuff go. It's like, well, that is not coming at this from my best relationship to this. So, if I'm not coming at something from my best relationship to it, as these cards are giving me hints to, then I should just let it go. I should just let it go, and otherwise, especially if it's ideas that I'm having. I'm plagued with ideas. So I get ideas, and I start to pursue them, and I get halfway down the road with them and realize that they're probably not the best way to be approaching something. So, or it might be a fine way to approach it, but I don't have the time to do it. But so I can't remember what else I was going to say. All right. So that's why I started to do this, was to explore those things and to help kind of hone my approach to these things so that I'm not wasting time and can be a little bit more focused. So, since we do have a little time, 3 minutes 59, you can turn it off now if you want to. You can hang with me as I talk about the unseen. So I called it the unseen because I don't feel like I have a direct relationship with anything called guides or any deity or anything like that. And it doesn't mean that I don't feel like there are influences or that there isn't communication sometimes happening. But it's kind of non-specific, I guess you'd say. So I did that, and I got a nice, the Spirit Cats gave me the card for courage, which made sense. And then, but then the archetype cards gave me addict, ADDICT, as in drug addict. So that was really curious to me. It says, what is my best relationship to the unseen is addict. So I don't, now when I went to the guidebook, so it's things that are kind of putting me off, and which is fine. I haven't explored that end of things very much. But in the guidebook, for the archetype cards, one of the things that it said about the addict archetype is they do tend to be on guard. You know, if they're healthy, then they are on guard about things that are trying to take them over. So if they know something is trying to take them over, they're able to set up boundaries and establish different habits. So that, but again, that's a really curious sort of message to get there. And then I did the dreams. Then there's the Dreams of Gaia. It's the only 3 decks I've used thus far. And that came up the 8 of Air. Now this deck is not traditional, but it is sort of similar to the 8 of Swords. In the image, it actually shows the figure chained, both wrists. It kind of, there is a little subtle, but he's down at the bottom of the image, and I have them somewhere else where I'm kind of studying them and writing about them right now. But there are chains that come out from the wrists and kind of disappear off the edge of the card. So yeah, what's that about? And that card is about ego. So I don't, and giving up kind of ideas that are coming from ego attachment, or, you know, preservation that doesn't need to be there. You know, a false need to, or maybe a false application of survival instinct. And so I don't know how to take that. but it doesn't seem terribly positive to me. So that 8 of Air could be telling me that in order to approach the unseen, my best relationship to the unseen would be to let go of those attachments or prior ideas or whatnot. I would have to let go of those things in order to have a relationship at all, let alone a best relationship. But that's about the only positive take I could get on it. So that was interesting. So just decided to share that with you. If anybody has any insights on what those might, other possible interpretations of those 2 seemingly negative best relationship, you know, and that's the thing that's paradoxical. This is supposed to be the best relationship I could have with the unseen. Yeah, leave a comment, let me know. Anyway, happy birthday, I'm trying to happy birthday, Geminis. I'm forgetting, I just did that video. Alright, so I'm out of here, because I clearly am not coherent. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.